gonna have to start again. Whoops. Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 5e only tournament hosted by Fob, although it says Arena, so I'm not sure what that means. The rules of the game are pretty simple. It says here, only can play 5e on OHMEM No Cope is allowed. It says here, only can play 5e on... So yeah, this is an unannounced stream. I only found out it was happening about 5 minutes ago, so I figured, what the hell, I might as well cast it. Do like to cast a good tournament. It's a shame I'm not in it, but I my schedule at the moment is very not good. So how's it going, Daddy Wagon? Yeah, not bad. We're here covering the Warno's first 5e only tournament, and this is round one. It's an 8-player bracket, but there was only 7 players, so I think somebody got a bye. And we've got Atla playing 5e, going up against Imposter. He's a pretty good player, actually. I didn't know they were a WAS member. That's a shame. I used to respect them. Also playing as 5e. So let's see who the best 5e player is. So that this is Atla, now calls themselves QT, I suppose. And this is Imposter. Imposter's got the cooler name, so we'll focus on the Imposter side. And they're off. And it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early. They get members exclusive videos. One join at the lowest levels with 2,000 views. How's it going, Burger12? And yeah, exactly, what a hilarious tournament. Ha 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 ha. So, Atla getting the Mirage 3E behind enemy lines here. Imposter going for that classic 5e opener, the Gazelle Cannon. Oh no, they're both doing it. They're both opening with 2 vet. No, hang on, these are at 1 vet. Okay, so these will definitely win. 75%. Oh, it has been nerfed. It used to be like 90 or something. 75% accuracy here. 40 here.
Subscribe to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel, Timote. And how's it going, Zach? Yeah, I figured it'd be pretty funny. So you'd expect the 2 vet ones to win, right? Especially given that this is a shooting. But the clutch jet coming in there. Although there's another jet from QT, the one that actually started on back here, intercepts the Mirage but doesn't kill it. Used all its missiles, I guess. And so that means that the 1 vet ones actually won because of that clutch jet there. Although that is very strange, that 2 vet one losing to the 1 vet one. The VAB T20 is kind of bad now. It used to be very good. And it looks like Imposter's going to take mid. This is single elimination, right? In the meantime, Eclair's narrowly dodging the Sublinde there. I think they'll manage to unload in time. Yeah, because it cut that corner there. And Imposter, you know, he could push further in here. I suppose he's worried about the Gazelle cannons. In the meantime, Atla cap in the back points. Only 1 CV though, and you'll notice that they started on Foxtrot Golf. Well, that was a mistake. You should start on this side because then you get India, which is a +2, and then Hotel. So that would be +3, whereas this is +2. So, bit of a mistake there, right? Also just kind of dodging India altogether. So, double AMX 30B2 coming down here, backed up by the Commandos. Sublinde is going to get some shots on these Eclairs. And Imposter, he's got mid, but it looks like he's going to lose Delta, depending on how fast Atla's attack is here. There are 2 Sublindes, the double Sublinde blob. KDA only tournament, well, I'm sure that would be even less popular than this one. But yeah, the rules are you can only play on OHMEM, which is not what this map is called. And no cope is allowed, so I wouldn't be allowed to play in this tournament. Oh, narrow dodge there. I mean, obviously entirely skill-based. But yeah, these B2 should clean up these Sublindes. The main issue is they're not really going to be able to see them. So Sublinde's backing off, using an attack move, which has made them show their rears to the enemy. So Alouette goes down to the B2 autocannons, which are at 81% accuracy there. Very high accuracy autocannons. And yeah, Atlas basically given up mid. Trying something now with the Grenadier Voltigeurs and the Milan 2. Gazelle Hot 2 brought in here. If it gets too close, the autocannons are just going to kill it. So it really does have to just sit back here. He does have vision, probably because of the... No, I'm not sure how, actually. I guess just because they were in the open. So yeah, the Hot 2 staying back. Mirage 3 sent to intercept, of course. And look, the kill order's been given, and then a retreat order's been given. And that's now been cancelled, apparently. Minstrel misses the Gazelle Cannon at 2 there. This needs to evac this way, really. There isn't actually that much AA here. So yeah, Hot 2 goes down straight away. And Imposter has the ground, but I don't know. I feel like Atlas ahead on kills. It's kind of hard to tell. Imposter does have more units on the map, so maybe not. But yeah, another Alouette going down. Oh, no. The DCA got buffed. It used to be 80 points, now it's 70. It's not that good, to tell you the truth. I think 70 points makes sense for it. What I will note is that I believe it has smoke launchers on the model. Yeah, these are smoke launchers, but it has no smoke in game, so that I need to write down, actually, so that I can report that. I think it might have been reported before, but smoke on AMX 13 DCA. So once Sublinde gets taken out here, of course, like, this is, you know, the gun isn't as good, but it's got a lot more armor. Alouette dodging the Mirage 3E, which evacs because the Mirage FIC 200 is coming, and this is better. It's a better version of the same plane, basically. Evacs before using the magic missiles, I guess because he saw this one, or it might be because he assumed there'd be some Rolands back there or something. And yeah, looks like Atlas about to get some points on the board by taking Delta here. What a wonderful tournament, I agree. And these Alouette, this one's been quite lucky actually, but I mean, generally, all of Imposter's helicopters are just getting taken out by planes. He should put some more AA under them. Sublinde misses, and you see that this now reflects cohesion, which is incredible. It's probably my favourite feature of the patch, actually. I should probably do a video on that. So now it actually shows what its actual accuracy is, not what its max accuracy is. So cohesion, of course, makes your accuracy go down, which is what's happening there. Although I don't understand why this is like orange and whatnot. It was better with the old colours, essentially, but... Right. Imposter is going to take an L hit. What? Oh, I guess because of the Appalachian, yeah. Which still hits it. Oh, no movement from Imposter there. Could have ran forwards a bit and maybe taken out this B2. What a shame. And yeah, the commandos are losing to the Appalachians, who have the buff from the sappers, so they would usually be Novet, which is interesting. You don't really want to be bringing infantry at Novet. I mean, something like a 4-man Eclair squad makes sense. Where do you report game errors? You can just report... There's like a bug reports thing in the official Eugen Discord. I have access to a second Discord, which is where I'm going to report that one. But yeah, I think there is a bug reports thread on the official Eugen Discord. So, Mirage FIC 200 takes out another helo. These helos, they just don't live long enough. You basically can't use them unless you've got a bunch of AA. I'm pretty sure most of them are dead now, actually. I think most of the Gazelle cannons are dead, right? Because Atla would have only had 4 because of the 2 vet. B2 gets side shot by the Sublinde there. Goes down in 1 hit. Pretty nasty kill. Although you've noticed that even though this is a +1 and this is a +1, and this hasn't been fully taken, it's actually neutral, because this is classed as a neutral zone. I mean, you just got to think about it mathematically, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or, 4.5. What? 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Yeah, it's the same. So this Sublinde could do with some healing. Not sure what it's going to go on. Probably that Vab, right? Yep, takes it out. Brennus at Novet. I don't really understand this play from Imposter. Novet on a lot of the units. Like, I mean, this at Novet makes sense. This at Novet makes sense. Novet on your tanks makes no sense at all. You want them at 1 vet. Novet on a Sublinde can make sense. But yeah, Novet on the tanks really does decrease your ability to fight. Although you get more of them, but you don't really run out of tanks on 5e anyway. This is the 3rd time that Alouette has been attacked by a plane, and it does go down. Although this time, I think it's going to be avenged here. Is he on evac Winchester? This is not who I thought it was. There's an imposter who's a very good player. I'm pretty sure that was an evac Winchester there. I'm not entirely sure, but... Anyway, so Blinde goes down there. Brennus just immediately becomes useless. And now it's going to take like 3 minutes to get his cohesion back up to high from normal. It's not ideal. Has a broken arrow honeymoon phase ended? More or less. I mean, I've still got videos to make and stuff. The game just isn't that fun. It's just buy tank, move tank down road. Buy tank, move tank down road. Like, once you've played it for 100 hours, you've basically seen everything. The technical issues got a bit too much for me, really. Constantly facing cheaters. They got rid of the potential cheaters thing on the Discord. It just doesn't exist anymore. They demand that you email them. That's obviously a marketing thing because they've realized, oh shit, people can see that there's literally thousands of cheating reports have been deleted. So I should do a video on that, really. How's it going, ODST? How's it going, Kaneki-chan? Yeah, but they have enough armor to take 2 hits, right? More or less. I mean, it depends on ranges and stuff. You really want them to have cohesion. You also... you know, once it heals, right, it could be healing right now, it would still be on normal cohesion, whereas the 1-vet-1, once you heal it, it's got its cohesion back, like this. It is a 2-vet. It's already got its cohesion back, and it's not finished being healed yet. So, unless your unit is something that should never get shot, right, you don't want it at no-vet. So, Gazelle Hot, probably... No, the Roland, because of this hill here, couldn't actually shoot there. That was on an attack move order. I was like, why did the missile just fly off there? It's because it's on an attack move order, so as soon as you leave the range, it starts moving and the missile misses. Whereas if it had just been stood still, that missile would have continued to track for 2 seconds because it's radar. The Roland 2 continues to track for 1 second because it's not radar. So that's a big shame there. Yeah. No, we're not going to be doing another World in Flames stream for a little bit, I think. Just wait for the... if they really... Because the next thing they're going to add is 3 French divisions. That would be the obvious next time to check that out. It's an interesting mod. It's just... those drones really did my head in, frankly. Yeah, could do some 4v4s on it at some point or something. Anyway... We'll see if these 3 mortars can kill this 1 commando. As you can see, mortars are very bad. They're really only good for smoke. 120mm mortars can work. See, it just doesn't do anything. 120mm mortars can work for hurting people. In the meantime, you know, the whole point behind 5e is that you can send people down every road, etc. So, you know, it's kind of weird to just see them fighting here. It's not really how it should be done. So basically, Imposter needs to get up to here, start shooting people in the side, get people down here, get guys in... I mean, I suppose he's starting to do that. Get guys in this fight. Like an Apalas in here would kill these. You know, come round, kill these. In the meantime, you know, Atlas should be pushing this a little bit. Just, you know, send... I suppose they are. Send a couple things over, like, because there's only 1 minstrel here. There's loads of AA here, but there's only 1 minstrel here, so this is a great place to use your air. I suppose there is an attempt being made here. This has no AT, so it's probably just going to die. That B2's coming around the corner there. Yeah, no, it was nothing to do with that. It was just watching my own team just be really bad, and then it's like... we could have easily won that game, basically. Yeah. Like, I don't mind. If I lose because I play bad or whatever, that's one thing. But yeah, the drones obviously are pretty broken in that game. Getting 6 per card, I don't understand what the thought process was behind that. Why change it from the default one, which is annoying enough? And he's actually made the drones better. They can see further and they've got weapons on them, so... Pretty dumb. Anyway, no attempt here from Imposter to land that Gazelle Hot. A plane does go down, but he lost 2 Gazelle Hots for it, so it's almost equal. So this is 130. I think a Gazelle Hot's like, what, 65? There's none left on the map because they're all dead, so... Yeah, game's slowing down a lot. It's not really what you'd expect from a 5e game. 5e games should not be slowing down. They should be going very quick. What I will say is, you know, Atla could do with buying an Alf 1, because, I mean, you know the enemy's in here, so... You see that a Milan 2 can actually one-shot these. Goes down there. So, you buy an Alf 1, you basically know where they are, and yeah, I think this is smart from Imposter. They're group anti-char, that's what you want to see. Although it's at Novet again, and these are at Novet, and these are at Novet. Just not the way to play, basically. So, yeah, like this could reverse into here, I suppose it is. But yeah, get the AT round, and then you can just kill all this. With that AT would just kill all 3 of these units, and then you just keep marching on. Get around here, cut the reinforcements, send somebody down here, right? Atla could get some infantry in here to stop that. Surprised we've not seen an AMX Alf 1. I mean, the game has really slowed down. You'd expect to see that, especially if you're red, because you know that he's in here. Like, there's not many places he could be hiding, really. Especially with this being here now, you know that he's not in here, right? And the AMX Sublinde can come round to here. Okay, he literally has to be just hidden in this corner, and you start hitting that. Why not? You can even just buy a mortar and do it with a mortar. If it's such a small area like that, you will eventually hit them. It's a lot cheaper. Well, that's very rare anyway. Obviously, in playing big team games, you've got this problem where people are just like, I want to, you know, shoot the streamer. And then I get one game I literally got hit by 10 players artillery in a 10v10, which was pretty funny. It might have been 9. Anyway, Jaguar HE coming in here, not protected by seed or anything, on an area that has seen a lot of fighting. So you would expect really Imposter to have a, you know, some AA here. But I mean, he's just got a minstrel and a DCA. I don't even understand why he's brought that. I get the impression he doesn't play that much 5e. Another helo here, recon helo. He's got it over the forest, so if you press land, it doesn't land in time. It has to go sideways and whatnot. It gets you killed, basically. So you always want it behind the forest or behind a building or something. Mortars being used, and when they are, they're doing a little bit, right? Because you know, it doesn't kill them, but it forces them to move. And that's sort of what it's all about. There was a group anti-char here. What the hell happened to him? Must have died off something. Gazelle cannons coming in now. The games will get better as the weak players get eliminated quite quickly, actually. This is the first round. So some of these strategies are somewhat confusing. So, like, yeah, the CVs have been spotted. Well, they're just going to move it now, right? Unless they're literally... I mean, it's just obvious that you got to move that now. No, not moving it. In the meantime, some attempt has been made to fight here. I think like one thing died and they just sort of gave up. CV is moving now, which you'd expect. And okay, he was going to try and use the 81mm mortars to kill the CV, so that wasn't going to work anyway. You need an Alf 1 could kill it in one hit, basically, so... In the meantime, this guy could use some healing, and we see a bit of a pivot now, so Reds realise, well, okay, I might as well attack somewhere else. Because Blue is currently winning. If the game ended right now, Blue would win. Yeah, so Red attacking mid. His Grenadier Voltigeurs Apelas will lose to the FR1 squad, not only because they're at Novet, but because this has a DMR. And the DMR will suppress them extremely quickly. It's got twice the suppression of a machine gun. So, Mortar's doing a bit of missing there. Yeah, still no Alf 1 purchases. BBL Milan trading against P4 Milan. Wow, okay. That's actually quite a lot of shots that thing dodged. Okay, down it goes. This isn't in cover, so... Down it goes. But the Hot can one-shot the B2s. Another helo goes down. Oh yeah, of course it got bombed by the Jaguar HE, my bad. Thank you, lol brother. So, when you're in the same building, you can't use the DMR. So, yeah, that doesn't make too much sense. Also, you do take some friendly fire from these. It's not 100%. It's not 100% friendly fire. But you do take some friendly fire. These mortars should basically be shooting all the time. That's their advantage. So, you know, fire, move, fire, move, fire, move, fire, move. You can also, like, you know, smoke here and then take these buildings. Or smoke here and take this. Right, and then run into this one. But, yeah, so this guy's at 1 vet now. I think he probably killed something. It up-vetted him, maybe. Or is he bringing those at 1 vet? Here we go, Alpha 1 purchase, but not fired yet. Just sort of chilling out. Commandos get the side shot there on the B2. You see this has 343 suppression. It's one of the better rocket launchers in the game. So, just immediately low cohesions this guy. And if this was at no vet, it would take 7 minutes for its cohesion to come back. Now it's going to take 3. So, red's in. And they're in enough to bring a CV in, which is sort of all you want, because then you're on a +1. Having said that, blue does have fire superiority over here now. And the CV's not going in, even though they know it's free. It's a shame, really. There is a church here, which lets you see further. I can never remember exactly where it is, because it just kind of blurs into the background. I always feel like I'm looking in the wrong place. Because there's one here, and I seem to remember there's one on this side. No, maybe there isn't. Could have sworn there was one. I don't see it. Either way, that's where you'd want to stand. So, some side shots going off there from the B2s. And this really needs to go in there. There's no reason for it not to. It's been cleared up to here, so they know there's nobody in all this. Or in this, you could hide. Right, okay, there we go. Going for the former. Here we go. Double Alpha 1. Going for where the CV used to be. CV's moved, and a Rowan 3 has been put in its place. So now the Rowan 3 is going to get hit. I suppose it's better than losing the CV. Those Alpha 1s, they do have like a 6 salvo length or something, so that's a Rowan 3. Okay, they don't get it. Just survives there. Here we go. Right, so Atla on the +1. Something is finally happening. Blue's going to have to actually do something now. Trying to get the Atlas into position. If this was one to the left, it would be able to shoot that, I guess, but it is not. FAMAS shooting, which reveals the Minstrel. The Atlas just dying there. Jaguar HE coming in for the B2 bomb, B2 tank. There was a Rowan 3 there. And the double Rowan 3, Mirage 3 take out the Jaguar HE, and there was also a Minstrel there, so that was not fantastic. And yeah, +1 now to Atla. Bit of a weird game. I think the next games will get better and better. This is the first game in this series, and it's single elimination, so the games will get better, don't worry. Official deck only tournament. 27Y's official deck, I think, doesn't have BMP3s in it, because it didn't actually used to have BMP3s. They used to be in 39Y. So that's pretty funny. DEFCON 2 coming up again. Well, we'll see if I can participate. But yeah, thank you for organising tournaments. It's very kind of you. It's hard to get the players these days. Like, even my views and stuff are going down, like, a lot. And I thought, well, it's just me, but I looked at other Warno YouTubers and all their views are going down as well. So, people just getting a bit sick of the game. Also, in the summer, generally, things tend to slow down because people are outside. Anyway, what? That's somehow shooting through that. Oh, because these greenhouses aren't classed as cover, so he was stood here, the tank, and then it was shooting down there. Oops. So, B2's dying everywhere. Group anti-char, finally in a good spot. What you can do is switch off one of these, so you don't fire 2 at one thing. Or 8 at 2 things, apparently, but hey, lots of Sapper Flams dying there. Alpha 1 has been purchased. As soon as you buy it, you want it to shoot. Jaguar AT survives that. He should evac it right now, basically. Okay, never mind. Gets auto-evac'd. And there you go. Takes 15 seconds to evac, from what I remember. So, B2 gets taken out there. Round was already travelling, but the Milan 2 is going to answer. And there you go, wasn't fast enough on the smoke both ways. Alpha 1 needs to... If you buy an RT piece, it should be firing 24/7, basically. Firing or moving or reloading. Preferably moving while reloading. So you can do that. Just buying the RT and not doing anything with it is kind of sad. So there you go, Imposter trying to get down this road now. I love this map. It's just a shame that there's not sort of more going on. Like, there's a whole front here that could be opened. 5e is a mobility div. You do not win by trying to grind out second Panzergren or something. I see a lot of people trying to do that, and then they're like, oh, this div's weak. UK viewership going to be looking like an ECG monitor. Yeah, I don't know, the weather's been really weird. It's still a toasty 25 Celsius in this room, which is nice, I think. I mean, I can survive that. When it starts getting above 30, it gets kind of hard to do anything. Welcome, Slam Blue. And yeah, summer does make the views go down. Sadly, Eugens disappear for like the entire month of August. So, you know, a lot of people... So I don't have inside information on this. I'm just thinking, right? A lot of people are like, well, you must know. I don't know. These guys who are like Southag soon. Well, if it doesn't come out next week, then it's not coming out for all of August, right? Because most of them aren't here, so you know. Anyway, sappers were shooting, which reveals them to Jaguar HE, which doesn't kill them. It does get out, though, so all's well that ends well. But imagine... Okay, I was going to say, yeah, synchronizing the artillery with it, maybe. But he's moved it, because he's not a moron. Needs a bit of supply in here. Chasseur's coming in at 2-vet. I just wish I'd signed up for this tournament, but I didn't know... Basically, I've submitted the next draft of my thesis to my supervisors, so I'll be free for a couple of days until that happens again. Lots of guys dying in transports here. And I didn't know if that would be the case, so... Yeah. Also, the next FOB 2v2 tournament I'm not participating in because I'm going on holiday, so I won't be here. Jaguar 80 doesn't get the shot off because of the smoke, I guess, and the forest and whatnot. Forest breaking out west there, perhaps. And then the roll... Yeah, there's just too much AA here, really. So, blue taking a lot of L's, and red's overtaking him now, so... Unless... Because it's tournament rules, it's just 1 point more makes you win, so... Is this modded? No, this is just vanilla. Are you in the SDL one next week? So I've been invited to it, but I don't think I will be. Like, somebody asked me if I wanted to play, I said no. I mean, I just don't know what's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to have the time, because... So I'm going on holiday on the 3rd, so I need videos made for that entire week, basically. So I probably won't have the time. In the meantime... These guys are shooting again, so Artie's on, not their building, but yeah, he's got to keep it moving. Jaguar HE coming in for the B2. There's just a lot of AA now, though, and the B2 loses LOS on the B2 because of the forest, and then the Minstrels, they've got very high accuracy, so you can expect things like that to happen quite often. Especially if you fly over 2 of them in a row and 3. Engine destroyed on the Sublinde, but the Appalachian that was shooting it died, so... Just kind of stuck there. Would be a good target for these Alpha ones. But yeah, buying all this stuff and then just not using it's really kind of depressing. You see Atlas got around the sides here to intercept some people coming in. These sappers, Flam were never really used. These guys are out of ammo, so... Not sure what they intend to do. Blue's running out of places to hide here, really. The red advance is strong. The FR1s are very good. Not particularly good against the 20mm autocannon, but... That's what the B2s are for, I suppose. And he's going on where the tank used to be, but it's moved. So yeah, red takes the zone because this CV's only got 1 HP left. Looks like it's coming back in and it's going to try and hide behind this house, I guess. He's not done it. Yeah, it's dead. So yeah, I think this game's looking pretty Jova, bro. Oh yeah, it's live. Yeah, it's live. Live streaming. Yeah, and before Christmas is another time nothing ever gets done. But why bother going to Spain? It's 30 Celsius here, so... Right, Mirage FIC. It's flying over all the AA, so it's probably dead. Yep, down it goes. Even if that one missed, this would have got a second shot off and these two hadn't fired yet, so that was a bit of a mistake. At least this is shooting. There we go. They think that it's in here, which is not the case, but it is close enough, right? So it will do some damage there. Another plane, just chuck in the planes where all your previous planes died. So this is the third plane that's flown over all that AA. No attempt to take out the AA. Down it goes. Which is what you deserve. This has ran out of ammo, and he's put an attack position command on it, so it will now try and shoot its machine gun at this patch of grass here. No CV to buff these up. One Iltis. Oh, hello, what? When did this happen? So somehow the Eclairs that were here died, and now Blue has managed to get into Foxtrot. So at least something's happening. And that will stop the tick if this is fully taken. And then he'll need some more, so maybe he could go on golf. So yeah, this is 5e, you're supposed to use the mobility, that's the whole point. I see way too many people, including top players, play 5e as a grindy division, and then they say, oh, actually, I think it's weak, because I just ran at somebody for 50 minutes and it didn't work. And it's good at doing that anyway, which it shouldn't be. But the whole point is that you're supposed to use the mobility. Everything's very fast. Most of your stuff is wheeled, so... not having any wheeled AA is a bit of a shame, like no Crotal or whatever, but... there you go, and now you need to send the Tarask down here, down this road. Right, I suppose the Eclairs are falling back. Push this, right? You get a recon helo if they're not all dead. Scan this. Oh, there's one guy there. Okay. Bomb him with a plane. There's no AA. Get through here. It's good to see things happening. This has been a real slow burner of a game. I suppose mirror matches tend to be, actually, because attacking is worse than defending. And if you're both the same div, then whoever attacks first tends to have the disadvantage, actually. So, lots of AA here for those hot twos. This CV is just on a kamikaze run. Jaguar AT flies over... Huh, actually gets that. And this P4, it's still going. It's going for India now. That Brennus is probably just going to kill it. This has very high accuracy. Yep, down it goes. The Gazelle Hot 2... As you can see, these just aren't that great. Look at that. Like, what? Most Spags would not survive that. The problem is that it target switched as well, because of the very silly way the targeting in this game works. P4 PC sent unsupported, not even sending, the VLRA 50 first or whatever, so that's going to die. It's a shame, really. Could have made there's nobody here, so just a little bit slower on that would have been fine. Send something else first, right? Send a recon helo, although I believe they were all wasted. So yeah, this is just looking more and more like desperation plays, so I think Red's going to win this, frankly. All they've got to do is just put the CV back in here, and then it's even again, and then take this back. Mobility does work in this game. You just got to use helicopters to check out if there's a guy hidden in the bush, in the road that you're currently driving down. But they wasted all their helicopters at the start, literally just running them into the same two places over and over and over again. All you need is one helicopter. Oh, there's a guy there. Use the bomber, kill him, or use one of the Gazelle cannons. They're all dead as well. And then you're free to go through. Certainly a very common opener, right? Helicopter plus plane. I've been doing that a lot on the 82nd. It's a lot of fun. So Sublinde taking the heat there. Probably going to die. It doesn't have much top armor, only one. Same as like an IFV, right? So, yeah, down it goes. No attempt was made to move it either. Why doesn't it have instant smoke? Well, I mean, frankly, ACGMs are basically the weakest they've been because the recon is so much better now. So, yeah, instant smoke would make rushes pretty crazy, actually, because you could, like, if you didn't have to slow down, then you could just have a line of, like, foxes or whatever, and then just the front one smokes, the second one smokes, the third one smokes, the fourth one smokes, and they wouldn't actually have to slow down. So, that would be pretty stupid. They'd be able to just run. They'd actually just be able to go past this. It wouldn't actually be able to shoot them. Although I think, well, that's probably within 50 meters actually. But there'd be a lot of occasions where you just wouldn't be able to hit them, and they would just go straight past you. So, but yeah, it does take a while. I understand the frustration, but it's like I think given the recon changes, attacking in this game isn't actually that difficult anymore. And divisions like 82nd Airborne, for example, that get there first, then rely on defending with ATGMs, well, they'd just be completely boned if the smoke got even better. Keep in mind, like games like Red Dragon, well, there was just no smoke, right? Anti-Char taking out the B2 there. So, yeah, because, like, so, for example, Broken Arrow has instant smoke, and I've played it, and it's a joke. It really is a joke. The whole thing is just a joke. You can literally just drive into somebody and immediately unload an RPG and then just keep driving and basically don't lose any speed. And it's just stupid. It really is. The only reason it doesn't work so well is because the vehicles are even more ridiculous. Because they also get immediate smoke, so they can just smoke and drive away. That went about as well as you'd expect. And yeah, it's looking pretty over for blue. Let's see if we can get in the next game. Pasta doesn't like this game, apparently. Oh, no. Oh, he's coming in here now. So maybe it's not Jova. 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. So... Because, yeah, I think attacking in this game is a lot easier than it used to be. Certainly, back when Recon was really bad and the dragons would just get you from ages away, I would see the advantages, but... I think given that you already have this tool that is basically just a get out of jail free card, I think it's fine that it's not even better than it already is. And yeah, I encourage you to play BA. Well, okay, no, I don't really. I got sick of that game very quickly, which is telling. And if you look at the player numbers, I wasn't the only one. It's got cool things about it, but it really is kind of brain dead in the way it plays. You just buy a vehicle and drive it down a road, it dies. Whatever, buy the next one, drive it down a road, it dies. And the game has these very artificial ups and downs. So you'll get moments where, like, you'll just be playing against a bad team and they'll just push you all the way back. And the reason why is because you killed all their units and then their income spiked and all your stuff was repairing or spread out, or you only lost one thing, or, you know, bits of everything, right? Damage, repairing, spread out of ammo. You lost a couple, whereas they lost their whole army, and then Uncle Sam just gives them a free army, and then they all just push at once, because they all got their armies back at the same time, and they just push you all the way back. And it's like, wow, this game's so dynamic, but it's completely artificial. That you had no option but to fall back, because they just have more guys than you, even though you killed all their guys. They have more guys than you because you killed all their guys. It's very surface level. So I understand why people who like... I mean, it's like a lot of the people who play it, it's basically their first strategy game. Their first RTS. These aren't technically RTS games, they're RTT, but whatever. And so because it's their first one, they're like, wow, this is so cool. And they don't really understand that the underlying system is basically just like completely railroaded. Well, I wouldn't say completely railroaded, but the rubber banding is enforced. You don't really have a choice. So the stress response of pressing ranked reminds me I'm alive. Yeah, it's fun, or at least it can be. Obviously, you do end up a lot against. I suppose at that range with 19 kinetic pen, at like a 500 meters. That makes sense against a vehicle with like, what was that, 11 armor? No, because it wasn't the Sublinde, so it wasn't the Brenner, so it's actually just 9. But yeah, it looks like Red's going to take this one. Imposter very determined to play the whole thing. And now we'll get to see the second round, which should be a bit more exciting. I mean, I've played World in Conflict campaign. I didn't play the multiplayer. I would assume it's the same because the income thing is very similar. I don't really like games which are just like, it's like watching a movie. Do you know what I mean? I know it's a very popular type of game, right? Like Uncharted or something, where it's, or you know, those classic PlayStation 4 or 5 games where it's just like, I haven't touched the controller in 45 minutes, and it's just Kratos driving down a lake or whatever. Paddling down a lake, telling you about his wife's boyfriend or what have you. I understand that these are very popular games because people come home from a 8-hour shift at the factory and they don't really want to do anything particularly stressful. And I think BA caters to that audience, and that is why it sold so well. That and the very, very good marketing of Slytherin. So there you go. Atla will advance to the second round and play against Skific. Don't spoil the outcome if you know it. It is live, but because, you know, we're probably a few minutes behind. So here's Atla, rank 310 with 100% ranked win rate, 1,500 games total. And here's Imposter, who is not who I thought it was, rank 285, 50% win rate, 967 games total. So I think there might be somebody else called Imposter, or they might just be called something else. That was a very interesting game. Hopefully... Right, so then, wow, it's already happening, the second round. So that's one of them. That's interesting. No, that must be some tournament game. Because they're not playing 5e. I guess we have to watch this one. I sort of wanted to watch the Sneaky Black Guy game, but whatever, we can watch this. So we advance into the semi-finals. I'll show you the bracket. The semi-finals of the 5e only tournament. And we have Tilted Orchids, who I've never heard of, who got a bye, actually, and is the seed 1 and got a bye. Why is Skific seed 6? Whatever. It must have just been random. And then, oh, what? Oh, I guess we're not watching that. They just... it just ended, apparently. Alright, well, it happens. That's a shame. Just spoiled that one. That's what I get for showing the live bracket. Literally updated while I was looking at it. So yeah, hello and welcome to the semi-finals of the 5e only OHMEM tournament. We're on OHMEM Duel, and here we've got Skific, who is one of those guys who plays ranked a lot, who I was telling you about, going up against Atla. So I think, I personally think this will be quite a short game. Skific, I've faced him a few times. He plays 5e a lot to grind up his alt accounts, and then he tells everybody 5e is quite weak, while playing 5e a lot on his alt accounts to grind them up. Such a magnanimous guy, playing such a weak division to grind up his alt accounts. And... and he basically just does the same thing every time, which is that he opens with 3 recon helos. The links get deleted automatically. I can't switch that off, so I don't actually see a link. I can't switch that off. So he does the same thing basically every time. He buys 3 recon helos and sends them down the roads to be mobile, which is dead apparently. I think you're about to see how not dead it is. And then you try and kill them with a jet. The jet costs more than these 3 put together. The jet doesn't even kill them because of the... Because you only see them when they're so close, and because of the way the auto-targeting works, because they're going quite fast. I suppose these aren't that fast. In a straight line. The jet kind of freaks out and does a whole turn. So you do end up killing them, but by the time you've killed them all, he knows which one of your roads doesn't have anybody down it. And then he just repaths all the fast stuff down that road. And then he goes on the forums and tells you that 5e is quite weak. So I think he's going to win the tournament quite easily, actually. That's my prediction. And yeah, so the Broken Arrow games, they really irk me. So I had two live streams where I had one good game in two whole live streams. It was like one good game out of 10. The there was like a bunch of levers and disconnectors, and I was playing with a 5 stack, so there would have been more if I was playing by myself. There were two games with cheaters, and there was like one game where we spawned in and there was just no UI, and we capped all the points and the game didn't end because there was no UI, and it's like that was a bug in the first beta. How have you not fixed that? Uh, and yeah, there were two sets of cheaters. There was only one game that was actually a well balanced game. They were all stomps except, and it was us stomping everybody else except in one game where we ended up against a team with 2,000 more elo than us. We had one guy who never joined into the game, just couldn't play, so it was already a 4v5, and then another guy who crashed halfway through. Um, and so it was a 3v5 against a team with 2,000 more elo than us, and that was including the guys who disconnected, right? So I'm not subtracting their elo. They had 2,000 more elo than us. That's two more players basically. So it might as well have been a 7 versus 3, and then they capped all the zones, and then they said, "Oh, come cap it back so we can keep beating you up." As well, they didn't say so we could keep beating you up, but they said, "Oh, we've left that zone empty so you can recap it." I said, "Why? You've won." And they said, "Oh, well, we want to keep playing. We want to keep beating you up." So yeah, there's these guys that just play it because they just want to stomp people 24/7. It's the same kind of mindset that the cheaters have. I want to stomp people. I want people to feel my pain. Right? I am suffering. I want you to suffer. So, um, yeah, no penalty for levers. Apparently, that's something that's hard to implement. I suppose it is if people just constantly crash and can't connect. If you're going to penalize them for something that isn't their fault, then they're going to get upset. So I guess that's why they haven't put it in. But yeah, I really started to get quite annoyed with Broken Arrow. The game's already made its money. So what do you do? Does BA not have a 1v1? No, it does not. Anti-blue collar bias strikes again. Uh, this game is in Warno, or this game is in BA. I'd say BA is probably more noob friendly than Warno because you can literally just buy one unit for the whole game. I saw a guy doing that and he did quite well. He literally only bought Barbarous. I don't actually think he bought any infantry to go in though. He just bought Barbarous and his team almost won. So yeah, Warno's definitely less friendly in general. The RTS genre, I know I keep saying this. This is technically an RTT. The RTS genre is generally unfriendly to new players because it's just hard. The games are difficult. Um, so BA's had a good stab at making it easier by just giving everybody no units. So it's easier because you don't have that much to do, and you never run out of units. They just come back, and the game just the game rewards you for losing all your units, and it punishes you for keeping your units alive. So, uh, hmm. But yeah, this game's way easier than something like Age of Empires, man. With the actual RTS mechanics, where you have to worry about your eco and you have to fight all your battles while creating extra villages. Uh, Yeah. Oh, yeah. You were in that game, right? At least I think you were. The one where we drew in the last live stream. I think you were in that one. You might have been in the next one or whatever. Hello and welcome to the semi-finals of the 5e only OHMEM tournament. Today we're in the semi-finals and we've got Skiffic playing 5e and he's going up against Atla playing 5e because this is the 5e only tournament. There is one rule in the 5e only tournament, and it is only can play 5e on OHMEM No Cope is allowed. This was clearly written by... Anyway, so we're about to see what I just described over the last 10 minutes. So the Alouettes come down and they scout which road is emptiest, and then the units will be transferred to go down those roads. And, you know exactly when to stop because you know where the enemy is. So the VLRA 50s are actually pretty reasonably good at dealing with them. And you see Atla basically did the same thing, except just with 2. So Skifix lost a lot of guys here, actually. I'm quite surprised. But he's identified that this is the road with the least stuff, which is actually not correct. Anyway, Atla just unloading the Eclairs in the open there and getting taken out by the AMX-10RCs. It's a shame there's no, like, graph of kills and stuff. That would be cool. And, yeah. So, commandos are coming in the cars, which is it's quite rare, actually. Well, it's not rare. I prefer to bring them in the helicopters, because then you have helo-dropped units. Just gives you 5e that much more oomph. And both teams just capping the zones. You'd expect Atlas... so Atlas learned from their mistakes in the last game, where they capped Echo Delta, and then realised there's a +2 over here. This time the CV went Alpha Charlie, Echo Delta, so it gets the +2 first. Skifix doing the same thing with a tracked CV. He's got 2, actually. I was going to say, how has he managed to keep up? It's actually on a +1. It's because Atlas only got 1 CV, whereas Skifix has 2. And here we go. So the Eclairs are dead, which means that Skifix can just sort of drive in here now. No cope allowed. Yeah, I know, it's pretty crazy. That's why I'm not in the tournament. That's why I wasn't allowed to play. Over here, the Sublinde somehow killed the enemy Sublinde. I'm not sure how that worked. Anyway, ran straight into an Eclairs, gets stunned. Will have time to smoke, most likely. Alright, I guess he didn't have smoke. At least he unloads the Escorte PC, and then this can just back up over to here, and there you go. Yeah, so... Well, no, he didn't do it properly. He gets hit again. This has 2 side armor. This does not one-shot 2 side armor. Eclairs haven't missed yet. It does have very high accuracy, and they are well within range there, so it'll be even higher, those ranges. Commandos coming in, getting taken out by the B2s. And, yeah, we got some big autocannon death here. The commandos, this is right here, and they just can't get to it. So it's very depressing, they actually all die. The fully operational 5e battle blob doing its work there. Interesting that Skifix has chosen to try and cap this instead of Hotel Bravo. That's because I guess there's another CV coming for Hotel Bravo. Atlas not really gone for that. And yeah, much more mobile game than last time. This is basically how 5e is supposed to be played, as mobile as possible. CV going first is a bit ballsy, but I guess there's no other vehicles. Could wait for this one. I assume the assumption is that there's nobody here. Keep in mind that it was scouted with a recon helo, so he knew that there were 3 guys in here, and I guess he would have known that at the time there was nobody in this one. 2 B2s being sent into mid. It's an interesting decision, really, because obviously if there's Apelas, you'd just die, but this doesn't have an Apelas. There is no Apelas. Although there was a recon helo sent down mid as well, so he actually knows that there's no Apelas there, so I suppose that makes sense. And yeah, Atla pretty far behind on the KD now. One vet B2 loses to two vet B2s, as you'd expect. Being given an attack move order, so he had to turn around there. Vehicles in this game go backwards as fast as they go forward, so these tanks literally go backwards at 70 kilometers an hour. French joke, haha, 6 gears to go backwards, haha. Anyway, Gazelle Hot 2's been sent too close. The B2s will kill it. This needs to be back here. No, it's dead now. Down it goes. Oh, B2 sees the CV, though. CV immediately smokes. Not on defensive, just good micro there from Skifix. And yeah, he knows that there's no Apelasses in here from the recon helo that he sent out at the start. So he's on a +5 now. It's going to be a +6 soon. Jaguar AT being sent in for the AMX-30 B2s. He would have to get both of them for it to be worth it. Misses, so I guess that's no longer a possibility. P4 Milan. Yeah, the P4 Milans just keep getting taken out by just the tanks running into them. Good recon control. Like usually there's there was a recon here for these tanks, which allows them to see this as soon as it shoots. And now this one's going to come around to Charlie here. And yeah, this is what 5e is all about. Very mobile gameplay. Very mobile gameplay. Do you guys suggest I get the DLCs to fully experience the game, or does not matter? if you're playing it just for like 1v1 competitive ranked, this is a base game div, and it's one of the strongest divs in the game. As is second Panzergren, as is second UK. 79Y is pretty good, 35Y is pretty good. They're all base game divs, so no, you don't need it. I would recommend, like, I don't know if you've bought the game yet, it goes on 50% sale. So you could wait for the next 50% sale, and then, yeah, if you enjoy it, then start getting the DLCs, but you don't need them to play. You don't need them to play. Unless it's like you're Dutch and you want to play as the Dutch, well, the Dutch is in the DLC, you gotta buy that. but for the most part, like, there's a lot of meta divs which are in the base game. This is one of them. This div is very strong and it's in the base game. It's one of the harder ones to play properly, actually. Second Panzergren is the one I would recommend for new players on Germany. Second Panzergrenadier. If you want to play as the Soviets, you can't really go wrong with 79Y, but it is harder to play than Second Panzergren, that's for sure. Will I face people with DLC? Yeah, but like I said, this div is meta and it's base game, so you can beat them, basically. Like, you probably won't because they'll have played 2,000 games and you just got it, right? But in general, this the DLC does not give you OP-ness and then you just win everything. That's just not true. They actually also just added a free DLC which adds the Dutch it's not the best Dutch division, but it's a cool Dutch division and that's free. So yeah, I don't think you need the DLC, but yeah, if you can, I'd wait for the 50% sale just because you'll save a bunch of money. Yeah, I mean, what more is there to say? Yeah, I suppose that's right, Skull. I played a game against him where he was playing 35Y. That's another one he likes to play, because you can do very similar things with it. And I took him to 40 minutes. But I was playing 60th Belgium, actually, but yeah, I did end up losing. But yeah, if you play 1v1 ranked, you're going to end up against a lot of sweaty tryhards, basically. But if you play 10v10, it's basically just like a spectacle. You don't really have to... It doesn't really matter what happens because it's 10v10. There's 19 other variables there. So, yeah, Atla has very much lost this. It is a +8 to skiff it. And that was kind of what I was expecting, really. So hopefully they put the spectate on for the finals. I'll message. I'll start messaging them. Right. Yeah, so basically what they did recently was they reset the ladder ranking, so everybody's elos are really close together. That's like a popular thing that people have been asking them to do. There we go, this CV finally went down, so Atla getting a bit of a comeback there. It'll be +7 now instead of +8. And then soon it'll be +4. So maybe things are possible. You'll notice that, like, these tanks are at 2 vet. Because, you know, Skiffing expecting a shorter game brings although some of them aren't, so some of the tanks are at higher veterancy. So there you go. B2 here against 2 vet B2, and this has lost half its HP. Yeah, I assume it lost the other half of its HP to the first shot, so I guess these two shot each other at that range. And yeah, 10v10 is just nice and chill. Well, if you like really want to win, it's not. But you know, if you don't go into that with that attitude, then it's okay. You might have to mute some people. Sometimes you get some people who just really take it quite seriously. And then there's like a mute option here next to the player. There'll be a little mute option. You can just mute them if they're giving you any trouble, and you can just chill out and experience the divs. And just see the spectacle. There is a big spectacle. You get a lot more units in this game than you do in Warno. As you can probably tell, right? If this was if this was Broken Arrow, this would be Red's entire army. Whereas in this, the income doesn't decrease. There are modes where the income does decrease. It's called Command and Control, and they added that after BA came out. But for the most part, the income doesn't decrease as your more units come on the field. So you do end up with quite a few units. Well, that's good to hear. You're a better man than me, Blue. Instead of 5e, everybody's playing Div Mob. Yeah, somebody said KDA as well before. Yeah, me yesterday. That's why I don't play them. I don't like. I play video games because I don't have any control over my life, basically. So Jaguar HE is going to get the double kill there. No, it doesn't because the vision was lost, so it drops on the last known location, and or at least it predicts what they were doing, and they were stopped then. So even though there were two guys there, you see the Sublinde has been pathed onto the B2, so that the B2 gets the vision of the Sublinde, right? And yeah, it looks like this game doesn't have too much left in it. QT has managed to hold Alpha, but and these don't have AT, but I mean, this is, it will eventually die. The MP5s will kill it quite quickly. Like this, these guys don't have AT either, but it's a little truck, so. Okay, need to get in here. Really, I wouldn't drive out the zone. There we go. And yeah, there's a lot of differences from Broken Arrow. I mean, don't get me wrong, Broken Arrow has been a very successful game. It's just not made for me. It's made for people who don't have a lot of time to play video games, and they just want to see, wow, cool. And Warno, you can still do that if you just play 10v10, but the main, like, all of Broken Arrow seems to be built around that kind of idea, that the game is supposed to be accessible. We're not allowed to call it easy, people get upset. So, Skiffic getting another point in here. And there's no CV in here because it was sent to this zone, I believe. So, yeah. 1 minute 48 left. Although you'll note that he's got these zones, he's just waiting for the CVs to show up. And Atla did manage to have a comeback. So this strategy, it's very difficult to deal with. I'm still not sure if you should buy playing at the start. One person who was really good at dealing with it and would just beat Skiffic basically every time I saw them play against each other was Icarus. But sadly, there was some drama, and I don't think we're going to be seeing him again for a while. Skiffic likes Div Mob because you can do this with it. So basically, Div Mob, you get a huge amount of bad units, and the idea is that if you're a really good player, then you can control all those units and send one down every road and whatnot. If you're a bad player, you can't, and then you just do a big conga line of M41s and they all die. So I don't think the div is OP. Sadly, that's a minority opinion among the pro community because most of the pros can click fast enough to get all that working. So there you go, Skiffic will advance to the finals of the 5e only tournament. So let's go view the finals. Looks like the finals haven't happened yet. So, yeah, I still think 5e is a very good div. I think it's alright. So while we're waiting, I might as well show you 10v10. So I know you were asking about it. So, oh, I need one that's already running, really. There's also a spectate function in this game. This game just works a lot better than... I need running games. Oh, they're all command and control. So command and control is the mode where your income goes down. Yeah, he's back to number 1 because Sneaky somehow lost 26 elo in his last game. So this is 10v10. And as you can see, there are 10 players on each team. Lots of different divisions, right? So, you know, like a lot of base game divisions. A lot of the popular divisions are base game divisions, right? So this is a base game division. You get this one for free. Can't remember if you get this one for free. Get this one for free. You get this one for free. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just chilled out, right? So you know, you get people who just buy Arty and sit at the back of the map, and then they've played this so many times that they know exactly where to launch the Arty. I'm not really selling this, am I? And then you get people who are dumb enough to not see the big trails coming towards them and just drive straight into it and lose all their guys. So, you know, it takes all sorts. Wow. Yeah. There's a lot of mods for the game as well, which like make it modern times. Which I was playing recently in a 10v10. And yeah, so stuff like that does happen, but basically if you're just paying attention, you just stop your units and then they don't drive into it. And yeah, lots of different nations on show, lots of different things. There's like 42 divisions. I believe not paying anything gets you about half of those. Something like that. And a lot of the best divisions are in the base game. So you see people just doing cool stuff, like... These are all way too close together. They will all die to like one missile will just basically kill them all. But you can just buy a bunch of helos and drop a bunch of, you know, guys and do cool power drops, right? You can shoot RT, it's very popular. You can spam air, which I don't really recommend in a 10v10 because usually you're flying over 10 players AA. This is a British division which is available in the base game. One of the most fun divisions in the game. Obviously not when you're being hit by napalm. And they get Lynxes with rocket pods on them and stuff like that. Yeah. NATO has a couple more divs than Pact. People firing from their spawn and whatnot. You get limited supply in this game as opposed to unlimited like in BA, so you can bring these fobs which carry a lot of supply at the start. BA is the kind of the package, the marketing, the kind of, how do I put this, the aesthetic, I suppose. I mean, the graphics of Warno are better. You just zoom in on this tank, it's better, right? It's higher fidelity, you get higher FPS. I mean, Broken Arrow can't even handle 1/10 of the units that are on the screen here. But Broken Arrow's kind of game direction, game design, it's kind of a bit more cohesive. Like it's very well marketed. The menus look nicer, things like that. It's basically all style, and that does matter for a game. People like to pretend it doesn't, but you know, you're not reading a book, are you? You're playing a game. So there's a reason you're playing a game and not reading a book. It's because you like the graphics. So yeah, it is interesting how they've managed to do that in Broken Arrow. And yeah, Broken Arrow, they did that trick to remove all the negative reviews from the review bomb. So all the negative reviews from that Chinese review bomb, they're no longer counted, and it's actually still on mixed reviews, and it's actually still going down because the average reviews now are like 50% or whatnot. I'll see if I can show you that, because I don't know. Wait, they might have started the finals and whatnot. Yeah, they're in game. They'll still be deploying, so we've got a few minutes. So this is Broken Arrow. And you see this here. This product has experienced one or more periods of off-topic review activity. Based on your preferences, this is the default preference. The reviews within these periods have been excluded from this product's review score. So they say it's an automated system. I'm pretty sure the developers can just say, look, we got review bombed here, take a look. And all of this has been removed from the score. And even after removing all of this, the reviews are still 68% positive, and they were 69 when I checked yesterday. So it's still going down because, look, this is 57% positive, 52% positive. Sorry, it's so small, I can't zoom in. 42% positive, 47, 49, 47. So it was 50% positive before, so they got themselves 18% more positivity, but it's still on mixed. Yeah, I mean, you get a lot of reviews like this, where it's like, too many technical problems. I do hope they fix it. I want to play the game. But yeah, there's a lot of this going on. Anyway, if you look at Warno, Warno is recently mixed because, so about 2 months ago, it was March actually, they put, there was like some patch that made the game crash on a bunch of computers, and they're still trying to fix it, and so that's why this has gone down. But overall it's very positive, 80%. But yeah, recently it's been mixed. Although 70 is positive, so it's actually still higher than Broken Arrow. And if you look here, it's actually going up. So this was 70. This was 63 actually. For this week. 64, 69, 77. Interesting. But yeah, when this goes on sale, it's like £18. So I'd recommend waiting for a sale if you can. Obviously, it's your money, right? Anyway, let's go check out the finals. They're still in the deployments. BAI's worst soundtrack. So the thing is, so Warno's soundtrack are like a lot of purchased songs. You'll note that I'm playing without the music on. That's because it would copyright take down the stream. Whereas Broken Arrow, they made their own soundtrack. I don't really care too much about music in games. It is very important. So like Halo is basically one of the best FPS series of all time, and I think a great deal of that is the music. The music of Halo is like basically the best in any shooter. Even things like Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2, not Modern Warfare 2 2. And they got Hans Zimmer to compose that, and some of the soundtracks are really good. Like, there's one called Whiskey Hotel. It's a really good soundtrack. And yeah, there is a lot of factionalism, a lot of fanboyism. I try and stay away from it. I do get roped up in it sometimes, but I try and stay away from it. And look, he's doing the same thing again. He's on the same side as well, so we'll see how Sneaky deals with this. This is the rank 1 versus rank 2 player. Yeah, I think I wish there were more games in this space. I want to make my own strategy game, but first I got to finish my PhD. Then I got to make my own sort of not strategy games. Anybody who tries to make an RTS as their first project is basically delusional, and they will not succeed. Yes, Ferapido, this is the 5e only tournament. This is the 5e only tournament. Any Discords to find people to play Warno team games with? Yeah, there's a few. So there's this one who is hosting this tournament. So this is Fob, and they all sit in this channel all day and teach people how to beat each other. Then there's War Yes, which is a very popular one. They also organise games for Broken Arrow. The Hippie Discord, there's a lot of people organising games, but it's usually for Broken Arrow. I don't see anybody organising Warno games there. Yeah, and then there's... where's Real Space Raid, Helljumpers Discord? Did I leave? I might have left. Might have left it because it's not very active. But basically, there's an American Discord called Real Space Raid, and they organise 10v10s, and they like stack a 10v10 side or whatever. They tend to win, right? So these Discords do exist. Would you rather make an RTS or an RTT? So I've got a bunch of game ideas. I guess everybody has them, and one of them, the one I would make first, would be a RTT based on the Korean War, because it's easier to make, and it's more wide appeal than an RTS. The RTS I would make would basically be like Age of Empires 3, but mixed with kind of a Command and Conquer thing. Whenever you're describing games, if the guy describing his dream game is just basically describing it in terms of other games, then it's not a good idea. But I have an idea. It's just it would take ages to explain it. And so the idea for the Korean War RTT would basically just be like Warno, but in Korea, and I think that would work very well. Korean War isn't as popular as World War II, right? But the World War II market's saturated. So if you're making a small project, you shouldn't make it in a saturated genre. So there's a lot of guys who just make I'm going to make a 2D platformer, and it's like, I'm going to make a 2D Metroidvania. I mean, you're not going to make any money, basically. You might be the one guy who gets the splash hit, but there's literally thousands of people making that game. So, but yeah, I need to finish the PhD, and then I need to finish Hearst Hero, which is a game I'm making, if you don't know, where it's like Crazy Taxi. See, there you go. I'm describing games in terms of with games again. It's like Crazy Taxi. Instead of picking people up and delivering them to places, you just run them over and deliver them to a graveyard because you're driving a hearse. I need to finish that, and then I'm going to make a shooter because I think that will make enough money to let me make more games. Korean War is basically World War II. It is, and it isn't. Obviously, it is in terms of the equipment. which means that if you're going to purchase models, it's very easy to get all the models, but it isn't in terms of how many Korean War video games are there. So there's less competition in the space. That's something people need to be more mindful of when they try and make their... I guess I just said this. You know, I'm going to make a Metroidvania based on whatever it's called, the one with the vampires. Oh yeah, Castlevania. Yeah, and yeah, I'm going to make my 2D indie platformer, and then they obviously don't do very well because there's just billions of those games. The idea behind a Korean War game would be that I would have no competition. So even if the game isn't that good, they wouldn't have that much stuff. And yeah, basically the way a lot of these games work, Broken Arrow's the same, Warno's the same. They buy these models, so they have a few in-house 3D artists who like polish up the models, but most of it's contract work. Sadly, they're all white, but I'm not a racist or anything, but you get my point. There we go. Hello and welcome to the grand finals live of the 5e only 1v1 tournament. This is the 5e only 1v1 tournament organised by Sneaky Black Guy, who was, until this morning, the world number 1 Warno player. Sorry, the rank 1 Warno player. I'm the world number 1 Warno player. And he's going up against Skiffic, the new rank 1 Warno player, and also the old rank 1 Warno player. And this game is being cast by the world number 1 Warno player. So a lot of best Warno players in the universe in this game. Today we've got 5e going up against 5e, and we'll see who wins. Skiffic's got his standard opener, so 3 Alouettes going down each of the 3 lanes of the map. He basically always does this, and it's always like, should I open fighter to beat it? Should I not? I've tried it both ways. I lost either way. So this is only 90 points. And it's a very powerful way to give yourself a lot of vision, and that allows you to know which side you should attack on. So it looks like he's going to stack up Delta again. I do wonder if Sneaky got a chance to watch that last game. His game did end before Skiffic's, so he should know that this is what happened last time. And Sneaky's basically... Yeah, there's the church! I found it! Okay, so there you go. There is a church there, and there's a church here. I've lost it again. I'm blind as a bat, man. Where is it gone? Is it because it's the other side of the map, or what? There's definitely a church around here. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Anyway, Alouette gets taken down by the minstrel, and Skiffic has pinged. He said, oh, look, there's a Sublinde there. And this one made it all the way to here, so now he knows, oh, there's not that much there. That's where I'm going. Sublinde against RC. RC smoked, which it had full HP, so that was quite surprising. And this RC is taking out all the VLRA 50s. CV almost gets shot there, does get it out in time. And Sneaky's on a +2. I am expecting it. Oh yeah, we should do a poll. Sorry for the people watching on Twitch. There's nobody watching on Twitch, that's good. We'll do a poll. Who will win, question mark, 5E or 5E? There you go, you can vote in the poll. My money's on 5e, personally. I think Skiffic will win. He's played a lot more games than Sneaky. Sneaky has been playing 14 ranked games a day since the reset, and he was doing that before the reset as well. He does like playing a lot of Warno. I think he's played more Warno than anybody else recently. But Skiffic's been playing since the game first came out. And he's got like 6 alt accounts, and he's playing a pretty similar amount of Warno, actually. So that's what it takes to be the best. You don't have to be the best, right? You can have a life instead if you want. So both of these players playing a lot, but I think Skiffic's going to win. He certainly plays a lot of 5e. He didn't cap Hotel, though. He went straight through it to cap Bravo, so it's a bit of a weird one. And he will soon put himself on a +1. Sublinde gets the first shot off on that Sublinde there, and has to smoke him back. Otherwise, that Sublinde would kill it. Sneaky's deployed the 4 Gazelle cannons, and look at this, he's sneaking an AMX-10RC around the side here. There is a 40k mod, but I don't think it's got all the models yet. Let them cook for a few years, you know. Hopefully, it might be a 30k mod. I'm pretty sure it's a 30k mod. Anyway, race car sees the Dragon Powers, I think, would be much more useful to take out these vehicles. Like, if he gets to here, he can shoot that PC. So, and what? Okay. So that... What? He could have got first shot advantage there, but instead he used his smoke. So that's a big shame. 4 Gazelle cannons coming in here. There is 1 auto cannon. These VLRA 50s at max vet are very, very effective at taking out bad guys. Sneaky just making some mistakes here, just losing his units. You basically just can't do... Oh, P4 PC gets taken out by the race car. You basically can't make a mistake versus 5e, and the fact, well, they're both playing 5e, because the autocannons will just kill your guy straight away, so gotta be careful. Dragon Paris being spotted. The Milan 2 isn't in the building. Race car, not quite revealed yet. More Bs coming down. Skific, I think, probably saw this F1 maybe, or he saw these and figured he can't 2v1 it. P4 PC goes, sorry, B2 PC goes down there. I think it was to this. I'm not sure, really. Could have been anything. And, yeah, the Hot 2 should one-shot these. It's the same pen as the Milan 2, but I think it must have been a miss or something. Anyway, the autocannons will kill these straight away, so he really shouldn't be doing that. So I'm not sure why he's just wasting all his Gazelle cannons like that. Really wants to kill the B2s, I guess. Buy some... It's a big over-investment in helicopters. He needs 1 helicopter and he needs some more infantry over here. Here we go. Sneaky's blob is pushing out. Skipic's blob smokes himself. This guy doesn't have AT. Milan 2 needs to get in the church, really. You'd see further than atheists. And there was definitely a church on this side as well. I just can never see them. Maybe I'm making it up. Does anybody see a church? But like last time, I was looking over here and I couldn't see this one, so...
Hello!
Whatever.
I like money.
Federico subscribed to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Oh no, not this again. No, they don't. But look, the developers caved to your demands, Pizza. They issued an apology, they unbanned you, right? They deleted all your reviews. They accused the Westerners of racism against the Chinese people. I read some of those Chinese reviews. I think there was a lot of racism from that side as well. But no, that's not what happens in this game. The Chinese community in this game is quite small. And the previous games made by this developer actually had China as a faction, and there were never any problems. So thankfully we've managed to avoid those controversies so far. The church is there. Where? Like, I don't see it. There's definitely a church on this side. Maybe there's not. I don't know, whatever. No, that's not it. So, Sneaky has managed to push back Skific's attack, which is, you know, we've not seen that happen yet this tournament. So we're in uncharted territory here. Will Sneaky be able to take this zone? Or will he overextend like an idiot and get killed by all the... So this is another thing Skific does. After he takes all the zones with his fast moving, he puts a bunch of guys in like really good positions to use AT to get side shots and stuff. So taking back the ground becomes very expensive. So yeah, hopefully hopefully Sneaky doesn't overextend, depending on who you're rooting for, right? Looks like he's doing a bit of overextending here. Like, this should have just immediately fallen back to that building. He's probably going to die. So Blinde did manage to take out a transport there, but the infantry's a lot tankier. And yeah, Skific, he has managed to get back in here, so Sneaky's got to be careful. He's got to be his namesake. Needs a bit of supply. I think he just needs to slow down, basically. You see the Brenni using their mobility, right? Look at the mobility. So this is going to die now because it's being shot in the back, so it can't turn in time. And there it goes. So, you know, 5e, very mobile div. So don't listen to the haters who say there's no mobility. It's all about the mobility of this division. So Sneaky, he did have a big power spike there, but he overextended, and now he's very far behind on kills. And you can see that, you know, Red's just got a lot more units on the map. He's got a fighter up to protect these Gazelle Hot 2s, which are all out of ammo. There's no recon here, but if this guy gets caught in the open, he's just going to die. I think he's been caught, and now he's going to die. Nope. Wow, okay. Takes that guy out. With that was a French shot, but it lost half its HP. These French tanks, they don't have a lot of armor. This guy's dead. This guy... Ooh, okay, wow. Mirage 3E still circling. And yeah, it looks like Skific's going to be able to push Sneaky back here. Yeah, let's have a look at the poll. Looks like 73% of you voted for 5E's going to win. And 27% of you voted that 5E's going to win. So yeah, it's still anybody's game. How's it going, Noodles TV? And no, there's no mosques in this game. It's like people keep saying they're going to add Israel. It's like, well, what are they going to shoot at? There's no kids. There's no mosques. I mean, they blow up churches as well. I guess they could do that. So yeah, they'd have to add some more civilians if they were going to do that. Anyway, this is going to be a side shot, maybe. No, it looks like he saw him. No, it was still a side shot. Skific should be able to smoke there. Alouette going down to the DCA. Not sure what happened there. Looks like a Roland hit it. And this FR1 is trying to get into a position to use its rocket launcher. These commandos have seen this Roland 3, though, which is probably going to die. Wow, these have got smoke now. And that wouldn't have one-shot it anyway, so I guess I was wrong. I guess nothing, I was wrong. In the meantime, Skific's managed to push Sneaky out of mid again. This Gazelle Hot 2's in a pretty good spot, although the helicopters in this game are a bit weird, so it's going to lose its targeting loads of times, and then the Roland 3 is going to kill it, basically. Down it goes. So, Sneaky's being drawn out here. Like, there's nothing here. If he used this, he could say, oh, there's nobody there. But then what would he send there? He doesn't really have anything to send. He could buy one Grenadier Voltigeurs Appalachian, and he could just take all this. He could just take all this. And that's how important this recon is, and the mobility, etc. But he's playing reactively, whereas Skific's playing proactively, right? Skific's doing the attacking, and Sneaky's just reacting to whatever Skific's doing. So that makes his position quite weak. And he has fewer units, right? Skific can just drive this forwards and backwards, kill something, go back, kill something. Like, you can just kill this quite easily. It'd only be able to shoot once, and it would get stunned before the missile even hit. Oh, it's probably dead. Yep, there it goes. FR1 here has been scouted. Gazelle Hot 2 gets taken out by the DCA, so it's interesting that more people are bringing these now. They are cheaper, and I assume, I assume they were still not good, but they are cheaper. If these top-level players are bringing it, then it must be good. And, yeah, it's not looking great for Sneaky. He's ahead on points, but he's just so far behind on kills that you can see that Red's just out-blobbing him, basically. He is trying to get guys around the side and whatnot. Have I heard any rumours about Scandinavians? I've not. My personal, and I don't have foreknowledge, right, is either they're going to release the next game after Southag, or they will add Scandinavia and then Yugo, etc. after Southag. So the next big one would be Scandinavia. That's my assumption. Is Skific just going to keep going here? There's nobody here. I think he will. I mean, he should. He's got AA. I guess the advantage of this is that it's tracked. Although this actually does go faster on the same road than this does, so can't actually keep up with the tanks. But it can better than... Well, no, a Tarask or a VAB T20 would be able to keep up. Like, this is the same speed, so interesting. If 5E wins this game, who moves on? This is the grand finals to determine who is the best. So, yeah, I prefer the Tarasks. I mean, they're a lot cheaper, and, you know, they're actually faster, so 90 kilometers an hour road speed. But, yeah, they're less good. As you can see, this did survive there. So, you know, Skific, if he knew how little was in here, he could just walk through it, but he has to watch out for Appalachians. Right, he doesn't know where they are and what they do. This is one of the disadvantages of Skific's technique of buying all of the... why does he smoke? He had not taken a hit. I've seen that happen several times from him now. So what Skific should be doing here is moving this up and side-shotting him. But now he's not got his smoke. There goes that Alouette. You get 4 of them, so that was the last one. And look, this is a 2 vet. It's just beating everybody. It's going to win that fight. Bam! That was low cohesion, so it didn't aim as fast as this one, which is high cohesion. Jaguar HE coming in could get a juicy double kill. But yeah, good play from Sneaky there. And because Skific is using these Escort APCs instead of somebody with AT, right, if there was an Appalas here, that fight would have gone a completely different way. Here we go, HE's coming in for the tank Minstrel combo. Should get it. Yeah, gets it. And looks like it's going to get out as well, because the Mirage... Oh, can it turn in time and get 2 more missiles off? Can he do it? No, he just shot the ground, apparently. Weird. Anyway, lots of blue stuff dying there, because while we were looking at this fight, all of blue stuff in mid died, and now he's going forwards again, which is a big mistake. So I think Skific's going to take mid now. And then, yeah, so... Look, he's put somebody in here, but there wasn't anybody in here. It's a shame Sneaky didn't spot this. He has managed to get some units around the sides, but without a CV, it's unknown what he can do about it. I guess these should get to here, and then they can shoot the reinforcements coming in. But his main concern at this point is this big blob. Rowan 3 takes out a Hot 2. DCA goes down to the Brennus, and all of the Brennus will just kill all of this. None of it has AT. Right, the autocannons are 20 mil. They're not going to do anything to the front armor of this, and very little to the side armor anyway, because it's only 20 mil. For some reason, these 20 mil still have 3 pen, whereas the German ones on the Lux, I think, have 4. I don't know if it's 25 or not. Rowan 3 goes down there. CV's been spotted. He's not noticed. He's going to die. This is not great for Sneaky. Needs to smoke. Does smoke. Has got smoke, and now he can... try and sneak away, but these commandos can kill all this because they're low HP, low cohesion, and he doesn't have an answer for these. His Hot 2s are all dead, apparently, I guess. CV firing there. The Brennus, I don't know why it's not helping out. The Escorte don't have AT. Mirage 3 coming for the Hot 2. It will fly over the Rolands. And Sneaky is using the smoke, but these tanks are very fast, so... Wow, that's probably dead. Okay. It gets routed, which means it's dead, yeah. And then, yeah, the autocannon blob takes him out there. So, yeah, just too far behind on kills. And, like, this unit, these aren't doing anything. It's a shame he never did something with all this, right? Skific's units are all on the front line. Like, he could have easily got people in here and whatnot. Just playing reactively. It's hard not to when you've got somebody just running at you the whole game. But maybe if he plays 14 games a day for a few more months, he'll get there. So Gazelle Hot 2 takes out the B2 there. And yeah, I think the ball is very much in Red's court. Blue just too far behind on kills, and it's a mirror matchup, right? Skifficky's seen this. The Brennus should be able to take out the B2 because it's just a better tank. As you can see, it does a lot more. Although they do two-shot each other, both of them. So actually, yeah, it's not as easy as that. I do wonder what he's going to do with this. He's fast moving it back. You'd expect Skific to buy it, yeah, Gazelle or a plane or something. And in mid, he's managed to push Sneaky out here. So yeah, it looks like Red's going to take this one. But most of you guys voted for player 1 5e. You voted for the top one, so I guess you voted for Sneaky. Anyway, Taras probably not going to beat the AMX 10P. Pretty sure the Lux has 4 pen, you know. They might have changed it back, actually, because they nerfed autocannons, so they might have changed it back. At one point, the Raden had the same pen as the Lux. I know that much. And yeah, Skific just fast pathing down here now. He's got the mobility. Sneaky. No, he needs to stay in that forest or he's going to get caught out in the open. Oh dear, this isn't looking so great. Look at how they re-aim constantly. It's constantly re-aiming. Oh, alright. His smoke usage leaves much to be desired. You want to smoke the low one and keep fighting with the not low ones, right? Or I guess he's like, well, I'm outnumbered now, so I'm not going to win. I guess that's the idea. This one might hit that. It's got very low accuracy at this point. 42% still gets it. FR1's lowering the cohesion of the opponent. And then you see, yeah, just massive blob battles going on here. Oh, B2 wins against B2 and whatnot. AT plane coming in. Sneaky buying a CV, but yeah, Skific's taking Delta as well. Although this might get shot, we'll see. It should do, really. There we go. I mean, these tanks have decent accuracy, 60%, so... you'd expect that, really. But, yeah, I mean, even if Sneaky takes this back, He's about to... Well, I suppose he's not about to lose this. Although this Brennus... Yeah, the Hot 2 is going to kill it. So basically what he has to do is sit here. Oh, okay. That also works. I suppose he should have just stayed there. Or brought it back around to here or something. Yeah, the re-aiming stuff's really annoying. The auto-targeting. I do read your posts about it. We've asked them to fix it for a long time, but I don't know. They don't seem to be doing it. Anyway, Mirage FIC tries to get the Jaguar 80, but immediately gets hit by these Rolands. There are 3 of them. So yeah, he wasn't able to get the kill. So Jaguar's actually going to get out. Yeah, I think this is one over for Sneaky here. I don't really see what he does. But it is live, so we can't even speed it up, because we're actually at the maximum... Well, we can speed it up a bit, apparently. So, yeah. Sneaky manages to take back Charlie. Uses another plane to try and take out that Hot 2. Does get one, but dies. And, yeah, he's doing a big comeback. He's not got any recon, though, so this RC is going to get first shot on that. And now he's got to smoke him back. Looks like Skific fell back instead. Jaguar HE coming in. Should go on the low one, really, because I don't actually think it can kill that. Although the Commandos help, so it dies. Okay. And then, yeah, the Milan 2 here. It's not ideal. Minstrel misses. Wouldn't have killed it anyway. And yes, you know, Sneaky's got to push out, but he's so far behind on the KD. And really, you know, all Skific has to do is just keep, you know, get a CV in here now. I'm not actually sure he's got any left. Is he out of CVs? We've seen 2 tank CVs die. And we've seen... That's all I've seen die, actually. I think he did have some some IFV CVs, which are also 2 per card. I think he might be out of CVs, you know. This is obviously not great for Sneaky. That Commando's causing a lot of problems for him. Could kill that Minstrel now as well. So definitely going to kill the Transport. And yeah, you'd expect that to die. Oh, okay. He's going to use the Minstrel to kill it, apparently. It was stunned, so he definitely could have stuck around, because now it's going to shoot. Yeah, exactly. Well, if he hadn't gone back, it wouldn't have happened, so... It's a shame. But yeah, now Skific's realised, oh, there's actually not anybody in Echo either. So... And you see he's put blocking units on all of these roads now. These weren't here for like 20 minutes, so... It's a shame, really. Sneaky definitely could have done some sneakying. And, he lost 4 tank CVs. Yeah, I think he might be out of CVs. Because look, you'd very much expect him to be taking this. And I reckon Sneaky must know, because otherwise he'd surrender, right? Maybe. But also the idea is, well, why hasn't he capped this? He's in there, you know. He mustn't have any CVs. So these group anti-char do frustrate matters, because yeah, if you're Sneaky in this case, before these were here, he could have just driven into. You can still do it, really, but you got to go cross country, take this and then take that. Obviously, you can't see, but you have to assume there's somebody here, and somebody here, right? So he could do that. Right? Or, you know, when he was back here, he could have got a CV in there. But yeah, he can't use his helos because they keep dying to the Mirages. So you'd have to scout with infantry or something. But yeah, this is pretty funny. So, you know, there's 16 minutes left. So I think Sneaky can just win. If he gets in here, then it would be neutralized. And if he fully takes it, he'd be on a +1. And then Skific won't actually be able to do anything. So that is very funny. The question is, will he be able to do it? Because look, he's just... What? Oh, that's an interesting strategy. So he used his vehicle smoke to get across... It's pretty funny, actually. Anyway. Yeah, Skific just playing full defense. Like, these aren't here to advance. They're here to just sit there and make sure nobody comes down this road. This is basically the case for all his units at this point. He just needs to make sure that Sneaky doesn't get in here. Because if he does, then it's 1 over, right? Or at least, I don't know, there's 15 minutes left and he'd be on a +1 if he fully takes it. The thing is, like, will he just neutralise it or will he fully take it? That kind of question. They need to focus the Milan too, really, but one of them's shooting the commandos. Okay. Needs a supply, right? Oh dear. Oh, that's not great. It's not ideal. He's getting a CV in here. He wants to but, I mean, what? Hopefully he changes his mind on that. Hot 2 is probably going to die here. Didn't even need the fighter. The B2 would kill it. And this VLRA 50 is actually not so bad against healers. Depends on the veterancy, right? But B2 getting... he doesn't have vision because this is behind a tree or whatever. So Mirage 3E should lose to the FIC 200. Although if he evacs right now, he should survive. So... oh, no, he didn't do it. Hello, Roland 3 helping out. Last missile Ramirez, make it count. Yeah, the accuracy on these missiles is... wow, okay. It was higher before he got shot there, but... right, well, yeah, still, I mean, he's got to do something, but he just can't get in these zones. He just can't get in these zones. And, yeah, I guess you're right, that the blob did beat the dispersed firepower. We may be war back. We'll see. I mean, the issue is Sneaky has to get to this. Or this, or this, or this, or this, and it's all protected. And all he's doing is just buying more units to protect it. Sneaky really doesn't have that many units, so he's trying to get some guys, but he keeps losing them, basically. I suppose that was a not loss. But, like, what's the plan here? You already own that zone. The B2 might sideshot him and whatnot. I suppose he's coming in here now. Then the chasseurs are on him, and the 2-vet. Let's assume that he's only got 2 CVs. This CV needs to get in here, but how can it? Now there's a commandos in here. There wasn't before. So, yeah, it's interesting. Like, the chasseurs will probably beat this at a 1v1 because it will just immediately stun him, and then he's routed now, so now he's definitely dead. Because he can't smoke. So that's just bad luck. That's pure RNG, that is. Wow, this is killing me. I need to know what happens. I don't think he can get in. Oh, my alarm's going off. That's weird. Why do I have an alarm set for? Oh, yeah. I'll be back in a sec. I need to switch off my slow cooker before I burn my my beef. Right, so big attack happening. I think Sneaky's probably twigged that there's not that much going on here, but wait! They're going for the CV! It's still alive, because he didn't double drop it. These Jaguar HEs don't, you know, they tend not to one-shot tanks. Sometimes they do, but keep in mind these only have 2 top armor. So, yeah, the attack has been repelled. Sneaky refusing to use smoke or anything. Still got these blocking units here. It's actually sending more units. I think, wow, this is killing me, man. It's a shame. Sneaky's so close to victory, but he just can't get in that zone. It's like 300 meters or something. And, yeah, he could do that. Yeah, he could just come in here. Yeah, this is free. Or, you know, or he could even, like, come over here and then get in here. But I'm pretty sure this is his last CV. Otherwise, presumably, we'd have seen more. So, yeah, it's he's got to be careful with it. Oh, it's dead. No, that went on the VLRA. I thought that tank could shoot it. Oh. Yeah, there it goes. Nope, that's a different tank. Playing very fast and loose with this CV. Maybe he has more. I feel like he doesn't. This needs to smoke. Okay. These tanks are unblemished, whereas these ones are very wounded, so... not sure where that missile was going. There's a hot there. Yeah. There it goes. I think that's GG, most likely. Sneaky just not using the mobility of the division. The whole point of the div is that it's mobile. You can go everywhere, but he just, he just basically fought over these two zones for the whole game. Oh, he's still got CVs! He's trying to come in here! There's quite a lot of guys here now. I'm not sure that's possible anymore, but... and he must have twigged at this point. Okay, this guy must be out of CVs, because why on earth is Delta not taken? And you see Skiffic just putting a guy on every single road. Yeah, at this point, I don't think he's got time. Even if he takes this, I don't think he's got time. Because it would only give him a +1, and this +1 has been ticking up for more than 9 minutes. And that's how far he got. So, I don't think it's possible. And also, like, no smoke or anything. Very sad. So yeah, he's trying to get over here, I suppose, but if he uses these roads, he's going to die. Wow, this can actually see there. Okay. I don't think it... So I think if you hug the corner tightly enough, you'll be here, and he'll be able to shoot you with his assault rifle, but not his rocket launcher. But then the helos will all come over, right? And he can't get in anywhere, because there's just stuff everywhere, and lots of planes and whatnot, so... Out one purchase with 8 minutes left. So yeah, very entertaining finals, but... yeah, this isn't going to work, right? Oh, wow. So that way he would still be seen by the helos, I suppose. But he would dodge the group anti-char. Although they could just move, most likely, especially if this one would see it. Yeah. I'll see if I can speed this up anymore. Because, I mean, come on, dude, it is live, but there's a small delay, right, so... Oh, okay, he's gone for the easier way. He's gonna get into golf, maybe, right? On this side. Oh, the P4PC got shot and is now running off. Will he get in? Will he get in? He does get in. And everybody's coming to intercept. Will it? No, it just immediately dies. Group anti-char gets it. So now the tick has stopped, but he's not got a tick. So I think that's it. It's a shame. Imagine if he'd bought these earlier and he'd put one in here, as somebody in the chat said. Chad P4s with the 100 arm, 100 pen. Yeah, he's going to try it. He's going to try it, right? Let's, oh, okay, he just gives up. So, yeah, big shame. Big shame. As you can see, the KD was very different. At the start, it wasn't too bad, but as the game went on, he's just losing guys. So, this is Skiffic's main account. He has 6 accounts. So, he plays a lot of Warno. A lot of people are like, wow, how is he so good? And that applies to everybody. This guy also plays a lot of Warno. Yeah, so basically the ladder reset on the 7th. The ladder reset on the 7th. Let's get the calendar up. Ladder reset on the 7th, right? So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Today's not over yet. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say 13 days, right? 118 plus 61. About 13. He's been playing 14 ranked games a day since the reset. So that's, that's a lot of games. As for Skiffic, he's got several accounts, so it's impossible to know. He's got 6 accounts, but how many days was it? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I think we said, right? So 32 plus 52... about 13 on this one account, and he's got several accounts. He's been playing 6.5 games a day. So if you want to be good, you got to play a lot of games. But yeah, credit to both players. How do you kill that which has no life? And and that was the 5e 1v1 tournament. It's just a damn shame Sneaky didn't sneak. He's literally called Sneaky. He didn't sneak at all. It's a shame. So, what to do now? I mean, we can... I'm trying to think. We can try and fill up that 10v10 server again on the mod. Should we try that? I don't think it's going to work, but we can try it. So, we need the command and control server. Sorry, the World in Flames mod. So, this is the server. 10v10 World in Flames. and we'll see if we can. Can I really be bothered? Yeah, let's try it. 100 games in one session. I assume they weren't 40-minute games, because isn't that more time than there is in a day? But yeah, GG. It was an interesting tournament. Google review reading 3. But yeah, you can be a top player without playing that many games. How do I see the server? So basically, you have to. Should I restart the stream? I think I should restart the stream with the new tournament, with the new title. Yeah, thanks for organising that game. It's very interesting. See you around. GG. So there's the invite code, and I will restart the stream just so I can update the title. Otherwise, people won't know what it is. So I'll be back in a couple minutes on the same channel, and we'll see if we can fill this up. And for those of you watching on Twitch, I'm not going to bother restarting that because I can't be